Now, in light of those inflation numbers, the Social Security Administration is expected to raise the cost of living adjustment figure for 2023.
And people on Social Security benefits are predicted to get at least an 8% increase next year, which would be the biggest jump since the early 80s. So let's bring in Kristin Myers. She is the editor-in-chief of thebalance.com. Kristin, good to have you with us. So help us understand what this number would mean for people on Social Security. Will they be satisfied with this bump in benefits?
Yeah, so the COLA increase literally just came through just seconds ago. It is 8.7% for 2023. So pretty much bang in line with some of those expectations, which was between 8 and 9%. So what does this mean if you are on a fixed income, if you're receiving a Social Security check? They've done some calculations, and everyone should receive a boost of about $145, which the Biden administration had come out and said that folks would receive a pay bump, essentially, of about $140 a month. Now, for anyone that is receiving Social Security, they're not going to see that impact in their checks until January of the new year. But this is going to help a lot of folks really, truly get through these high inflationary times. As we just heard from Caleb and Brian, 8.2%. We are not seeing inflation decline just yet. It is, as Caleb was putting it, sticky high still. And so right now we're seeing a lot of folks, but particularly those Americans that are on a fixed income, really struggling to buy groceries or pay for gas or electricity. So this is definitely going to go a long way to help them with some of their bills.
Absolutely. Also, we're still waiting on these numbers, so we're kind of talking about what could potentially happen here. But could an increase in benefits potentially impact the long-term stability of the Social Security program? How does higher inflation impact the Social Security Trust Fund? Something that we've really been talking about for years now, actually.
Yeah, that's such a great question. Listen, that the administrators over at the Social Security Administration have essentially said they are going to run out of money by around 2035. So about 10 years left of funds. So this increase, is it going to drain the funds, overnight? No, it's not. But every single year, every single time they have to do an increase based on inflation, we're essentially going to see that we're going to get to that finish line even quicker, even faster. So there's definitely some problems here with how much inflation is impacting what's remaining inside that trust fund. The higher inflation is, the higher some of those benefits are going to be, which means just less and less money that's going to be available to pay out some of those benefits.
And Kristin, we're just learning that the benefits will go up 8.7%. But kind of jumping off that, what can we see happen to Social Security benefits beyond 2023? There's a lot of conversation, a lot of talk about a potential recession next year that many are predicting.
Yeah, so these raises are actually permanent. So even if we do go into a recession next year, and let's just say inflation drops, right, to maybe 6% or 4%, that doesn't mean that your Social Security benefit is actually going to decrease. So you are actually going to perhaps be able to make up for some of the hits that your wallet has been taking over this past year, next year, when we do see inflation hopefully start to come down. But again, once inflation remains stubbornly high, we're going to see those COLA increases continue to go up. Now, I will say that in times of recession, this has happened previously. It means that actually in the following year, so think 2024, you might not actually receive a big jump in some of those benefits. So that's how it's going to impact in the longer term.
Again, up 8.7%, about in line with what was expected. Expected to jump at least 8%. And now we've got that number. Kristin, thanks so much for helping us break that down.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.